Another Ghibli movie that in my journal it says, I like it for what it was, I thought it was okay. I really don't understand younger me, man, because all I remember about this movie is a lot of question marks. And I really mean a lot of question marks. Because even though Ghibli is known for making content that doesn't have a lot of explanation, in this kind of movie, you kind of need to know what's going on to understand it. And I don't understand jack shit of what's happening most of the time. So to give a little bit of context, this was Goro Miyazaki's first movie that he directed, and it was based off a book. But not just one book. Tales of Earthsea is actually a whole series. So I am not sure if Goro Miyazaki was planning sequels, but considering that Studio Ghibli doesn't do sequels, like they've never made a sequel, I really don't think it was a good idea to adapt a story that is the fucking entire series, right? Because it's going to raise a lot of questions, it's gonna give a lot of empty slots in the movie, it's going to seem hollow and unfinished. So it just does not work for the Ghibli formula, man, unfortunately. But, you know, it's Goro's first work, and at least I will give him credit for trying his best. And Goro is also someone that is always very different from his dad. He's always experimenting with new things, new ideas, and new technology. So, I mean, if I could, I would give Goro like a little pat on the head, you know, like, good job, Goro, you did a good first movie. Unlike his dad, who basically, you know, left the theater and said that his son was a disappointment and smoked a cigarette like the edgy dad that he is, which was kind of a dick move, if you ask me. But going back to the movie, like I said, I didn't understand a lot about it. And one of the things that I didn't understand was just the main character himself. First, he was boring as heck, and second, I didn't understand what his objectives was, what his motivations was why is he doing any of it? Why is he doing anything? Like he barely feels like a character the whole time. I don't remember anything about him. On the other hand, dude, the wizard, fuck yeah. The wizard in this movie should have been the actual main character, because that dude is super interesting as fuck. He's the one that I want to learn about, like, where did he come from, where is he going? It almost feels like the relationship in this movie is similar to the relationship between, you know, Gandalf and Frodo or Bilbo. Like, Frodo and Bilbo on their own, they're just boring ass characters. Like, they don't really have any motivations, they just kind of vibe and go with the flow. But then Gandalf is here like the mastermind that knows everything and is in touch with the cosmos and the reality and is like doing all this cool shit all the time and is like exactly how I planned it, you know? So that relationship is just like the relationship between the main boy and the wizard in this book, which I love. I love the wizard, but really the main boy is like, what the fuck? Also, the rest of the characters, like the other main characters in this movie, are a girl with a burned thing on her face. I didn't think that she was interesting either. I actually thought that the lady who was like closer to the wizard's age, which was her friend, even she was more interesting. So basically, Miyazaki's very good at writing children characters, but I guess Goro doesn't know what a good child character is, because the children characters in this movie are basically as bland as soap. Some other things that I didn't understand about this movie is something about the girl having eternal life for some reason. And even though there is a goddamn dragon in the poster of the movie, we only get that dragon for like 5 minutes at the very end, and it's like he pops out of nowhere and you're like, where the fuck did you come from, you know? And it's like, what's the point of you? But there's no explanation for anything in this movie. So unfortunately, it's just not a good adaptation. I mean, maybe I would be interested in reading the books, but considering how this adaptation was so bad, probably I wouldn't give it a try. I mean, there are other books that I prefer to read, you know? So overall thoughts, I feel like if this was adapted into an anime, like an anime series, because there are so many books, it would have worked a lot better than the fact that this was just one movie, right? And as we learn later on, Goro really sucks at picking material to adapt because it looks like the man, if he makes something, it's going to be incomplete. But we'll talk about that later when we get to Earwig and the Witch. So yeah, overall, I wouldn't bother with it. Maybe read the book. I don't know if it's good. I guess you would have to look at another review for that. So I would skip this one.